Hello, Hound. Oh, well, just had dinner. I think that's time we got a going again. Plant the old winter barley for you. Do you agree? Yeah? That's a good boy. Right, welcome back to Blickling Farm in the wonderful county of Norfolk, my home county, which I'm rightfully proud of, but we all got our problems. Right, we've got the cedar all hooked up. I spent the rest of the morning from when you left me last week, finished cultivating the field. It's all cultivated ready, so we've got the cedar loaded up. All we've got to do now is get out there and seed. Well, we got winter barley in, which is what is going in here. It'll be the only winter crop we do is this one field. As you see, the sun's come out now, but we've got rain again the next couple of days. I'm not even going to attempt to start to harvest, although I may have a go mowing one of the meadows, but I think before we do that we will need just to look after the animals again and see about the greenhouses. Remember now to give me plenty of room to swing into these things. I'm always cutting too tight. Oh, we've gone the other way this time. No, I think we're going to be alright. Alright, I'm going to go around the outside first. I know conventionally you wouldn't. Conventionally you would check I've got the right button here. Conventionally you would do the inside first, do the headlands last, but who said I was conventional? Alright, switch it on. As you can hear, I've got Pro Seed operating. I'm just going to come in a bit before we start. Let's see how that looks. Oh, miles out. Right, we'll probably be on this corner before we've got it roughly where I want it. That should do. Right, let's give this a go. Yeah, a nice big 9-metre drill. We're lucky. I'm lucky on this farm. I've got a lot of, no, if not big equipment, certainly a bit of a medium-sized equipment. And yes, I did go around that corner without lifting, but then again I always do, and we're miles out from the edge there. We're still miles out. That's better. It's making hard work of this, but yeah, can't have everything. Once we've got an outrage done, I'll shove on GPS. But I thought today I'd carry on talking a little bit about Alan Smethurst. I don't know. I remember a lot about him, and as I said, he wasn't born in the county. He was actually born up near Bury, Lancashire. Get where exactly it was now. Oh, Wormshore, I think, or Walshaw. I don't know the place, but it's near Bury in Lancashire. Not the real Bury, because we have the real Bury in Suffolk here. That's where they buried St Edmunds, apparently. I'm surprised, well, if he was dead, they'd want to bury him. You start to smell after a while if you don't get buried. Right, I'm going to try and do this one right. Now, this could be disaster waiting to happen, although we can come right up to the edge here, can't we? On the boots of this field. Yes, and I have lifted it this time. You can hear by the annoying beep. And there we go, we're in again. I think I ought to just get the cruise control in. I'll be wearing my foot out. Yes, he actually his mother came from Stiffkey, up on the North Norfolk coast, and that's where he spent most of his young life. he became a postman in Grimsby of all places, which is a bit further up. It's actually on the that's also not in Norfolk, but he had a sideline. He writing little ditties. I don't think he ever called them songs. They were ditties, and he sung them in a Norfolk accent. Well, as I explained last week, some of his accent was more Suffolk than Norfolk, because when he sang a line, it went up at the end rather than staying fairly flat. Little things like that that most people wouldn't recognise, but you can always tell someone from Norfolk against someone from Suffolk if they sort of speak their normal way. Let's see if we got that. Looks like it. Where were we? Oh yes. And when he retired, well, he retired in 1970, and it's a drink that got me admitted at the time that he was an alcoholic. He went back to Grimsby, where he'd been a postman, and he spent the rest of his life in the Salvation Army hostel. Normally you can't spend too long in one of those, but the hostel staff looked after him, cared for him, and, well, as you almost expect from the Sally Army. I'm going to keep on here now. Which way have we? I think actually come back here again if we can. I think it might be time to try and level up and set up a GPS course. Let's see how this works out. If I had anybody at all, because I'd have one already set up. 10.4, I think it's more than that. Let's put the brake on and just check. I think these are a lot more than 10.4. So they're around 12 metre. Not it, where is it? I think I've gone past it. Yeah, it looks like it. You know these things, I think so many people who make videos do this. You miss it. Here we are, horse. No, not 10, but 9 metres, not 12, 9 metres, right, so that's a bit wide. So I need to bring that down, down, down. Is it 9 metres? Make certain there isn't a... Oh, no, I don't want that. I want that, I want that, that's it. Oh yeah, we want to go a long way over. Don't matter if we do double up at the start. I think we get it all there. No. I'm just going to get out the cab and just check I am actually, yeah, I'm okay. I want to check I wasn't too far into the line. Take the brake off. I'll try not to use brake too much. I realise just how noisy that is. I may have to look into, I think it's gearbox mod, I think the brake I'm using on this. It's either in gearbox or drive control. I might have to look in there and see if I can just cut that click down a bit. Yes, I remember listening to a documentary many years ago, and that's repeated century call a short while ago on Radio 4 Extra about the singing postman. He was a sad man. He wanted love and could never find it. He could never find a partner, which is I find exceedingly sad. Might just be the romantic in me. Drop it down again. Yeah, that's going well. Oh, we keep going this. I think we might just slow it down just slightly. Slow it down a bit 9. Yeah, 8 mile an hour, that'd be plenty. And we're fertilising again, so we should. Mind you, I think I've got the wrong thing set up in here. You can see actually we're compacting the soil a bit now. That's not unusual. You can see there how far we got. And it should have a third layer of fertiliser on this now. But because Meadows wasn't the only famous. I'm going to trace it to East Anglians, and I don't mean like fighting men like Nelson, who I think everybody has heard of, Horatio Nelson. But there was another famous entertainer. Oh, I'm going to jackknife here. I think I may have to give this another headland here. We ain't got a lot of room this side. And by that I mean Percy Edwards. No, Percy I did meet. Never met Smithers, but Percy Edwards I did meet. Very nice bloke. He was famous for doing animal impressions and impersonations, used on a lot of films and television programs back in the 50s, 60s, and I think still into the 70s. But he could almost impersonate any animal you could name. He done it as a little bit of stage act as well. He had to make money, but anybody who's old enough to remember a radio series called Life of Bliss, he played the dog in it. He played many animal parts where they wanted the sound of an animal and they wanted it on cue. Percy would be called in. But he was a true gentleman, was Percy. So we're back off here. I really should have done 2 headlands, but I'm not going to bother now. We're started. So we're finished. Yeah, looks like we're getting all. If we don't, I don't think I'm going to worry too much. But you see, we've got wet crop there, so unless I want to mow the grass, I don't think I'm going to get any chance at all to. Oh yeah, it reminds me, someone's asking or saying about the colour of the wheels on the 2 JCBs. Well, these are Stevie's ones, and Stevie backs the breast cancer charities, and their colour is pink. So he adds pink into all his vehicles as an option. As I noticed, I don't know if he still does, but the GTX Andy did as well. I imagine for similar reasons. I hadn't actually spoke to Andy for some time, which is probably my loss and his gain. God, yeah, yes, I'm going to have to, I haven't got any choice. I'm going to have to go bail out of this a bit and just do a couple more headlands up here. I'm just going to take it into the field, come around and just do another headland up here, because this is impossible to turn this end. Now, these are things you get in a lot of fields in Britain. Very difficult turning circles. Everything's tight. Well, we have so little land, if you think about it, for the size of our population. We have very little spare land, so we have to make spare aplenty, so we always got some when we haven't. That means we don't waste land. We work up to the edge of the field, no matter what problems it can cause. It's not like South America, where they have large areas in the farmland. And in Australia the same. To be a bit more sparing of big runoffs. We can't afford to have that. At least we've got rid of the habit of grubbing out all the hedges now. It was a terrible thing to do. Hedges are wildlife's highways, and part of the fact it also stops the wind blow. I think I mentioned before the fens just to the sort of northwest of Norfolk, where the big potato grown region, but they have the fen blow, and that blows tons upon tons of good topsoil out every year. Turn it again, we go back and we carry on. That way we should now have enough headland to be able to turn safely. Just hope I don't have to go and fill this up, because I think I've got to take it down to the garage to fill up. I certainly ain't. I've got some seed on the farm, but I haven't any solid fertiliser. I hope the fertiliser will last out this. I've got to get a few bags in during the winter, ready for the spring sowing of the biggest part of our farm. And it will all be, this year's all going to be wheat and barley, and mainly barley. I'm going to try and corner the market. Well, we'll again a little bit of history. Norfolk and Suffolk are the main malting barley grown regions of the country. Yes, there's some grown in all regions, but the best is reckoned to be grown in Norfolk and Suffolk. Right, now we should be able to come round here now. It's just, oh, we've done that. We're on this bit, I think. Yes. How about that? It looks like we've got it. That should make it a bit easier this end. I think the other end we're just about okay. Oh yeah, so the end of Smethurst's life. He died 24th of December 2000, aged 73, which was a bit sad really. Well, very sad. I think 73 is no age at all, but I should imagine the life he led. Not because he went out partying all the time, but the amount he drunk. I remember seeing him on TV to sing a song. He had a pint of beer with him, and the legend says that he couldn't perform without being drunk. I'm not going to sing any songs. I don't want to get a copyright strike from YouTube. Although I think all his songs are now no longer available, all out of production, which is a great pity. Especially with some of the stuff you can still pick up from the 60s. The 60s music I like, except there was a lot of rubbish about, as there is in every age. Well, I think I've done my bit to educate now. I'm doing the BBC thing, you know, educate and entertain. I don't know about entertain, but I will try and educate a bit. Only because I enjoy looking up these things. Most of it I knew, but I'm a bit hazy on something. And because it's not the only singer we're had in Norfolk. We're the guy called Muck Carter Lambert. His most famous song was the Honeycart song. Now, I'm trying to think of a nice way to explain what a honeycart is. Shall we say that was before main sewers, especially in the rural areas, and there was a lot of areas around here that relied on, and where I was the first house we had, parents had, the council house, and now it's still a honeycart in those days that came and cleaned out the toilets. Because you had cess pits, or in this case sort of tanks, cess tanks, and honey can't come and pump them out every so often. When my grandparents lived, they still had a bucket and chuck up. It was literally, there was a toilet down the bottom of the garden, a twin seat, and now all these toilets were always messy, and I say I missed one. I'm going to go and do this edge as well. Why not? I'm missing both edges, and I just noticed here I missed a big bit. Just here. Yeah, so you had your buckets under the hole in the convenience, and when it was getting full, you took it out, dug a hole, and buried it. A bucket and chuck it system. Don't knock it, because you've got very good rhubarb in places where you buried the contents of said bucket. And there's always reading matter in those places. What do you think you use as toilet paper? Quite often copies of the Radio Times cut into little squares. In those days the Radio Times was perfect for it. It's a bit absorbent. And so you also had reading matter. I think there's probably too much information now. Yes, my grandparents, if they weren't even on mains electricity, but that was down to them, because they did not trust electricity. Not that I blame them. I don't know if I do either, even now. I remember going down to the local garage. Wasn't what used to be called accumulators. They were lead acid battery, basically. That was for your radio. You had 2 or 3 of those. 3 normally. One being charged at the garage, one in the radio, and one ready to go in. Expensive to get them recharged, as I recall. A penny or two, and I'm talking back in the 1950s. A penny was a penny then. And you were very, very careful how much listening you did. For us it was something like, during the week it was radio newsreel, because we lived with the parents for a while. I don't think I'm going to go into that story again. I've told it a few times. If anybody asks, I'll tell it again, but we lived with grandparents for a while, and we had radio newsreel. I was allowed Dick Barton Special Agent, and Sundays you had the Comedy Hour. It's normally something like the Clever Old Kid, Navy Lark, or something similar. Take It From Here. No television. There was TVs about, but you need electricity for those. They also need to be quite rich and excellent eyesight. You're talking about 4 and 5 inch screens. Oh, this is better. This is far better now. I think we'll get this done. I think that will be an episode, actually. In fact, I think next time down I will take a picture. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to risk not having the HUD up for a little while. We get ready to take a picture on the next. Well, we can do it this time, actually. No, we can't. Just realised what I have got there is still got the lines up, so I need to bring this back up, this up, get rid of that. No, I have to turn this out. If we get it somewhere in there, it should automatically find the line anyway. I want to take it the next time down, actually get those fields, and it looks a better picture than that one. Or, hold it, how about we do it like that? It works for me. Right, let's get back into cab and get some details up again. I'll leave the lines up for a while, but I will glance back up again. It's one of those little programs I can't do without glance. I hope you noticed how I didn't stop. I must be getting better. Very 8% fertiliser left, 50% seed. Alright, we'll get this one done. We're almost done there now. You can see that not so certain what that little mini map to update again, see if I've actually missed a bit out. Now it's going to get very short there soon, so I think I will soon be doing this freehand. Then again, I may not come up the line. Oh no, we did get it. It's now refreshed. Busy turn when it refreshed, so I didn't see it. Oh, I know some of you are going to say, well, where's your grandparents? How do they cook? Paraffin. Paraffin stove. That was a paraffin oven. That looked like a very small conventional oven, but that was fired by paraffin. Not easy to keep that at a constant temperature on. Mind you know with the early electric ovens. Come to think of it, the early electric ovens were also a little bit better to keep the temperature. Gas has always been easier, but not available in all the country. Also a little bit more liable to go bang when you didn't want it to. Where I live now with my darling wife, we have both gas and electricity, but we don't cook with gas. We cook with electricity. We find it safer and cleaner. But we heat with gas. Yeah, Carter Lambert, his most famous song, The Honey Cart. He done several others. He was a local comedian and singer. Yeah, his songs were going like Smithers, light-hearted. I know with some of Smithers there was if you listen carefully, you could find a longing in some of his lyrics, and I think I might have gone too far this time. I've always title gone too far. It's the story of my life, folks. Well, I'll just repeat what I said yesterday. I will be shutting down scheduled videos from the 18th of December. My 66th birthday, would you believe? Oh boy, 66. Still feel 21. I felt 21 the other day, and the police had a word with me. I mustn't do it again. She was not amused. Sorry about that bad joke. And sorry with the cough. That's one of the things I find out the more I talk to get older, the more likely I am to have a little bit of a cough. Oh, we ain't got much to do. Yeah, we will finish this off. It takes about 35 minutes, I would have thought. Because we're getting into the narrow bits now. Actually, I managed to stop myself saying what I'd normally say. I must be getting more couth. We might as well start doing the wind down now. So it's thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please consider leaving a like. If you happened upon this video when you were looking for something entertaining, thought, well, we might as well keep an eye on this guy. He shows how it shouldn't be done all the time. How about subscribing? I may not do things 100% correctly. I don't even make good videos, but I enjoy what I'm doing. And no, I'm not fishing for compliments. I'm never certain what bait to use. Be certain to watch people, other suppliers of videos, because then you might want to see how you should make a video. I have many good friends. Oh, and make sure you join PCSG. We are the friendly face of fan sites, I suppose you could say. We're a simulation gaming site. We mainly play farm sim, but we do follow all the other sim games, and management games come to that. Any comments, questions, queries, suggestions? Oh, I almost missed it there. Feel free to post in the comment section under this video, and I think we're a couple of three more. I wonder how we're going to do this, because I think it's going to be more turning than driving. The beauty of the thing I like about these fields is they are awkward. I know most people like square fields because they're so simple to do. I hate square fields because they're so simple to do. But then again, I am odd. Oh, and the dog says woof woof. If you speak dog, you probably know what it means. I don't personally. I used to speak hound a bit, especially when we had lurchers and greyhounds. All rescued. It wasn't for any nefarious purpose. And I still love greyhounds. Lovely gentle beasts. And hard done by man. Not so bad now, but there was a time that they'd reached 2.5, 3 years old and they'd be destroyed because their racing career was over. And that's those that survived the racing career. Might as well start doing this now without benefit of the GPS. I think they're just on there. I think a couple more passes. Yeah, so I'll talk about the greyhounds again another time. I'll try and remember to talk about them next week. One of the things, if you've got one of the secrets I've heard, if you've got a good topic, something you're a bit obsessed about, it's good as any to talk about it. I talk about the cats enough. And this is it, that's done. Done and dusted. So as we take this back, shut it off, fold it up, turn off that, and drive around the edge of the field, compact it a bit more, why don't you? I don't think I really want to be going that quick though. Whoa, doing a bit of wall of death there. We used to have an opening over there where that muck is out onto the main road, but it's too dangerous to use. So we tend to use this one now all the time. Well, we have to use this one now, we wired up the other one. I think I'll bung this on as we won't be needing the cedar anymore until the spring. I think I may just have to give this a wash. Anyway, with that, it's remember saying cheerio for now. Cheerio.